Hi guys, I'm Ivory and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the worst products that I have tried in 2019. I do want to put it out there that if there is something that I mentioned that you really love, by all means continue using it. Everyone has different tastes, preferences, and there's just so much makeup out there to cater to so many different people. So if there's something that I don't like or didn't work for me, do not take it as a personal attack on you. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every single week, and also be sure to follow me on my social media. Everything is _ivorypcherry. All right, so there's no particular order, so I'm just gonna go. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Flower Translucent Finishing Powder. I was entranced by the way it looked. It looked really luxe. The packaging was super cute. It had like a puff. When I first tried it, I mentioned in one of my videos that I love this powder and I recommended it. And I feel a little late for telling you this, but I take it back. I said that it was super smooth, and that is very true. However, it makes everything so smooth that your face is almost laminated, in the sense that when I had tried to apply bronzer, blush, highlight, nothing sticks to your face. So I would be heavily putting on bronzer and I'm like, why isn't this sticking? I have so much loaded onto the brush. And it was because I powdered down and it just wouldn't let anything adhere to my face. So that was a huge problem because all of my makeup was coming right off when I would try to apply on top of the powder. And the second thing is the flashback is horrendous. I used this in a video and looking in the mirror, it looked totally normal. And when I went to go edit the footage, there was just some major flashback on my nose, like everywhere that I applied this. And it was just spots everywhere. So you can't photograph with this and you can't really apply makeup on top of it. The only thing that it has going for it is that it makes your face feel really smooth, but that's it. The next thing I want to talk about is the ColourPop No Filter Sticks. In general, both foundations that I've tried, I wasn't a huge fan of. The original, the liquid one, is not enough for me to say like I hate the product or it's like horrible, but this one is. I have tried this in so many ways, using a brush, using a sponge, and I've tried it plenty of times to determine that it just does not work on me. It emphasizes my pores, and no matter how much I set it down, it always lifts off really easy. Like, I can't imagine how people can like this and be able to hug people, because if I did, you would just have foundation all over your shirt and it would transfer on your face if we touch cheeks or something. It just does not want to set down. It doesn't look good on me. It feels really heavy. I really love the concept of a stick foundation for oily skin, but I have not found a foundation that works for oily skin, at least for me. Let me know if you found a stick foundation that works for people with oily skin, because I really want to try them, but I've kind of lost hope because every single one that I've tried just doesn't work out. And preferably I would love if it was cruelty free, just because I'm hoping to move in that direction this year. But this was a huge disappointment. And if you like my wear test and trust my opinions, and I usually agree with them, then just trust me that this is not for you. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the ColourPop blush sticks. This is what they look like, and the concept sounded really cool. I never tried cream blushes, and this was my first time, and it makes me scared to try it again. Again, I've tried it so many different ways, applying it on my cheek and then using a brush to diffuse it. I've tried putting it on my hand and then using either a sponge or a brush to stipple it onto my face. Each time it lifts off my foundation and it just looks patchy. I would have to apply quite a bit to make it look the way I want it to, and then set it, because when I set it, it toned it down, so then I would have to add more, but I could never figure out just how much I needed to put on. It was just way too much work. I'm gonna stick to powders because this one scared me for trying future cream blushes. I've tried the ColourPop Super Shock cheek shadows. Those are kind of like putty-like. I like those a little bit better. Again, they are a little bit harder to work, but I would choose that over this because it took way too much finessing to get this to kind of work, and it never really did. All right, so let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. I only have two. So the first one I want to talk about is the NYX Ultimate Brights palette. First of all, I think I have to sneeze. I lost it. Okay, first of all, the color story, they're basically all mattes. This one is a matte with shimmer in it. This one it's like the most lackluster shimmer ever. Let me take a look. I haven't used this palette in so long. Yeah, it looks kind of like a satin, but everything else is matte. And for the most part, they really lack in pigmentation. This color, you know, it's a bright orange. Yeah, see, it's patchy. And let's try the yellow and also maybe this lime green. Oh my god, you can barely see that. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. And then where's the lime green? The lime green is right here. You can see that they're very disappointing swatches, and they're even more disappointing with brushes. They don't really look like how they look in the pan, unless maybe you tapped into it and then patted it on your lid and then didn't blend it. That's the way you can build it up, but once you blend it, it just poofs away. It's very hard to work with. You have to do a lot of finagling with it. When you touch these colors, they feel very cheap. So save your money. I really like the James Charles palette. That one has replaced this one by far. Another really good one is the EYN Brights one. I really like that one as well. And there's many more colors in that one, and I think they're about the same price too. And then the second palette is the Maybelline Matte Bar. Like the name says, there are only mattes in here, so if you like shimmers, you're gonna have to buy another palette with it. But the mattes in here are not the same as the quality in, say, the City Mini palettes. I remember this like fuchsia color. It started out kind of nice, and like you see, it's just over here in this area. That's what I would get the minute I'd start blending it. It was just kind of patchy, and any dry areas on your skin it picks up on, and it would just cling really weird. Like some areas wanted to blend, some didn't, and it's not consistent. At this point, there are so many good drugstore palettes, and if not drugstore, at least affordable, such as ColourPop. So I'm kind of over the whole, well, it's so cheap, so you know, I'm okay with putting in a little bit more work. That is true to some extent, but at this point, there's just so many good palettes that I have less tolerance for palettes that don't work well for me, even if they are affordable. So I mean, this palette will do the job, but it won't do it well, and it won't do it easily. All right, so within the eye category, I want to talk about the ColourPop, I don't even know the name, but these are the liquid eyeshadows. This is in collaboration with Zoella. I got OG as well as Bellini, and when you swatch them, they actually look really nice. I can't fault them for that. As you can see, they're so shiny, and I was hoping that these would be a dupe for the Stila Magnificent Metals. They are not. They don't layer super well. They get kind of chunky. They're flaky, and around my lash line, they flake off. That never happens with my Stila ones. They stay put, and every single time I wear these, when I check my eye makeup at the end of the day, I would always notice down by my lash line, even when I'm not wearing lashes, by the way, at the lower region of my lid, it was always completely bare. So these are beautiful for sure, but not long lasting. All right, so the next product is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. You guys know I'm not very picky with concealers because I don't feel like I have super dark under eyes in the first place. So typically a medium coverage is fine. I don't need full coverage, but even for someone like me who I feel like I don't have a lot of discoloration under my eyes, this is too sheer for even me. There was one time where I really had to go and I just wanted a little bit of concealer right here. I applied it and then tried to blend it with my fingers, and it looked exactly the same. It's like I did nothing. And the formula of this is quite watery and like liquidy, and because of that, every single time I have foundation, whenever I apply this, it would remove my foundation underneath. So it's not only not adding any coverage, it's actually taking away coverage. So I really don't like this on its own. What I've been doing is, where is it? I think it's upstairs. The e.l.f. concealers, the camel ones, that one is way too thick for me. I've actually been using those two together because that one is so thick and this one is so watery, so it kind of dilutes it. Those two combined are okay, but both of those on their own I don't like. But like the e.l.f. one, that's why it's not on this list. I can sort of work with if I just put like a tiny little dot, but this one on its own, I cannot use it at all. So I still use this, but I have to use this with something. All right, so the next product is the Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lipstick. I can't really speak for all their liquid lipsticks because I've only gotten this one. This one is Possessed Plum. I really wanted this because it was like a good color, you know, when I wanted to do a fall vampy look. And let me just demonstrate. Oh, hell no. You can see how patchy it is on the first coat, and like compared to the bottle, I mean, really? How can you even say that this is anywhere close to that? And it's also weird because for this to be a liquid lipstick, they never dry down. No matter how long I wait, this purple color would always transfer. Just go in with the second coat. Okay, oh yeah, that's so much better. And there's no way I can move it that would evenly distribute it, so I have to deal with the patchiness. Because of this color, I refuse to buy any of the other matte liquid lipsticks from Maybelline, but they're not a cruelty-free brand anyway, so I'm not purchasing Maybelline products anymore. But if they're anything like this, save your money. All right, let's apply a good liquid lipstick because I don't want bare lips. Okay, so the last product I want to talk about is the MAC Strobe Cream. So I got the mini version of this in my Ipsy bag. It was the color Pink Light, and this one is Silver Light. And then when I first applied it, I was like, this is I don't see the glow. Like, I don't understand. And I tried it 2 ways. I tried adding it as a highlight, and I also tried incorporating it into my foundation. It wasn't reflective enough to make my foundation like dewier, more radiant, luminous, none of that. And then my friend was offering to give me the full size, and I thought maybe I'll try it again. Maybe the small size is just like bad quality and the original size will be better, because so many people were raving about this. But as you see, so I'll just apply this here. I just kind of warm it up into my face. I already have highlight on, but this didn't add anything. I don't get it. And I thought maybe, oh, you just should add maybe more. Let's just put it on the back of my hand just to show you. So this is a ton, and of course you would, you would blend it in. You can see that it gives it maybe a little bit of a healthier glow, but that was adding a lot, and it's not that big of a difference. I don't understand. Why do so many people love this? Like, what am I missing here? I feel like I've worked with it enough times, but if you guys have any insight, I would love to hear it. But for me and for the price, it doesn't make sense. So this is it, guys, and this is the end of my makeup wrap up of 2019. I was gonna do the best blushes, bronzers, and highlight. I was gonna clump them all together. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, so let me know. I could always add another video into this, but I think this is it. I'm really excited about the future products that I'm going to be trying out. Hint, hint, it's going to be a lot of wear tests, so be ready. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.